What's happening, people? Um, this is something I've decided to do just very quickly. As I am aware that the UFC 276 card is starting soon, so every fight that is worth breaking down that I haven't yet broken down, I'm just going to be giving my quick picks. This video is purely intended for the hardcore fans and for the from a betting perspective. I'm not necessarily advising you to bet. That's completely your prerogative, but this is just a little game where if, let's say, we're playing with house money, where what are smart bets, and um what do I think the most likely result is. I'll give you two examples of two fighters I do have on my betting slip this weekend that I haven't broken down the fights of, and that's Brad Riddell and Robbie Lawler. And if you follow the rest of my videos, you would know where my other picks are. The Robbie Lawler fight, I believe, even at 40 years of age, that Robbie Lawler just has he's just got a little bit too much for Brian Barbarena. If this is the last time we see Robbie in the octagon, I wouldn't be mad. The main thing is that Robbie, goes on to live a good life, a healthy life with his family and his future. The man's 40 years of age. He's a former champion, big time fighter in Strikeforce and UFC. He deserves to go out with a big win on a big card like this, and I believe even at 40 years of age, he's still very tough out, and he looked to be reinvigorated against Nick Diaz. That fight brought something out of him that we haven't seen in a while. It turned back the clock, and honestly, I believe that Robbie Lawler fought like a guy who still belonged in and around the rankings, even at his age. I just think that he's just better than Brian Barberena, and Brian Barberena had a scrap. He had an absolute tear up with Matt Brown, another veteran of the game who's 40 or 41, I think. And I think that fight was at the end of March, and I just think that Brian Barberena, the cumulative damage he would have taken between the Matt Brown fight, I'm not sure he gave himself quite enough time off. I think a big fight just presented itself against Robbie Lawler, and he knows that a victory here can take him very close to the rankings, in and around that kind of top 20 area. So I think this is a fight he has to take. It's a big spot in the card, but I just think Lawler still has a little bit of that fire left, and you know what they say, like true champions don't stop until true champions don't stop when there's nothing left to take. They stop when they have nothing left to give. And I think Robbie Lawler has one more big performance in him. I think we're gonna see either him take it 2 rounds to 1, or we're gonna see a late finish in the third round, presumably TKO. So that's how I'm going on the Robbie Lawler fight. Brad Riddell against Jalen Turner. Brad Riddell is, like, I think number 14 ranked. Jalen Turner's on a 3-fight winning streak. Overall, I think Jalen Turner has an overall 12-5 record against Brad Riddell, 10-2 record. The interesting thing about this fight is Jalen Turner's 6'3" against Brad Riddell's 5'7". I think Jalen Turner is a young guy. He's only maybe 26, 27, and Brad Riddell's 30 years of age. So I think Brad Riddell is in his prime right now. I actually had him picked to beat Fiziev. If you can remember that fight, what I can remember of that fight is it was quite even. It was quite evenly matched until obviously Fiziev hit him with the spinning back kick. Beautiful finish, take nothing away from Fiziev. That was perfect timing and technique, and that's really high level mixed martial arts. However, I think people have forgotten though that Riddell is on that kind of level. He is on a similar level to your Fizievs, your Gamrots, your Saryukins. Like he belongs in the rankings, and I think people are getting a little bit blinded by this 3 fight win streak that Jalen Turner's on, and I think people are maybe hopping on the bandwagon a little too early, or a little bit too much, for my liking. At the minute, he has looked impressive as of late, but his biggest advantage is the guy's 6'3" and he's fighting in the lightweight division. There's not going to be a taller fighter than him in that division. He's got a massive height and reach advantage. But I always say, who has the skill advantage? And I think you have to go Brad Riddell here. And I think Brad Riddell is going to come out with a point to prove. I think he might be a slight underdog. It's a pretty even fight, according to the bookmakers. I'm actually going to take Brad Riddell here by stoppage. Now, take this with a grain of salt. It could well go to the decision. I just think that Brad Riddell is only going to lose to the top guys, and Jalen Turner isn't there yet. Turner is still climbing on the ladder. I think Jalen Turner is going to try to catch Brad Riddell in a submission, and Brad Riddell, when you're on the ground or on the mat, height doesn't really matter, and I think Brad Riddell is going to be a lot physically stronger. I think we might see a ground and pound finish here by Brad Riddell. I think Jalen Turner might try to lock up something with those long limbs of his, maybe lock up a triangle or an armbar or something like that. And I think we're gonna see Brad Riddell beast his way out of there, and smash Jalen Turner on the ground with maybe some ground and pound. And if he's not able to finish Turner on the ground with strikes, I think over 15 minutes, the judges are going to give it to him. That's my prediction. Take that for what you will. And I think Macy Barber is going to get the finish against Jessica Eye. I think Jessica Eye is, like, kind of coming near the end of her career, and she is susceptible to be knocked out. And I think Macy Barber is just going to be too much of a little savage for her. So I'm going to go second round TKO Macy Barber in that one. I'm also going to go Uriah Hall to be submitted by Andre Muniz. However, I'm not sure when the submission is going to come. It could come round 1, 2, or 3. I wouldn't be able to give you. I don't have the time right now to look too much into that fight. I just feel like Andre Muniz is ascending, and Uriah Hall may be heading the other way. So I just feel like Andre Muniz, I think he's got a 22-4 record, fairly impressive record. He submitted Jacare with a nasty arm break. I'll take Muniz for the sub, and I will take I I don't like to sound like a cop out, but the Dricus Duplessis fight, and the Brad Tavares fight, um, all I can say is that'll be worth watching. I think that's going to be a very fun scrap. Um, do you know something? Fuck it. I will. I've been wrong before, but I'm gonna go Dricus round 3 KO TKO. I think it's gonna be a very fun scrap as long as it lasts. But I think Dricus is in a good run of form right now. Tavares, he comes to scrap, but he can be taken out, and I think if it's a scrap, I think maybe Dricus just has the better chin, and he is just maybe a slight bit hungrier at the minute. But there's honestly such fine margins in this sport, and I really am looking forward to a great night of fights.